Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I am making something from Poppy Playtime. If you've not played the game or seen it, it is a horror game that has some relatively friendly looking characters who, we'll just say, doesn't turn out the way you think they would. So I thought it would be fun to try and use some more of my needle felting to make a larger plushie. That was something that was mentioned in one of my previous felting videos, and people said, hey, why not try making a full-size something? So I'm going to make a 16-inch plush toy out of wool and polymer filler, and hopefully it vaguely resembles Huggy Wuggy. Let's get to building. This will be my third felting video. I have learned quite a bit since my first video. I also bought a lot more materials, felting pads, needles, and a number of other projects planned for this year that should push my abilities more and more. I have made some small monsters about 3 or 4 inches tall and some flowers that I gave to my wife for Valentine's Day. If you've not watched those videos, you should definitely go check those out after this one. This build will be 16 inches tall, so definitely a lot bigger than I have done previously. For the filler, I am using an old pillow. You could go buy this stuff in bulk. It's called poly filler, but it's much easier if you have an old pillow laying around to just recycle it instead of throwing it away. I start by taking my multi-needle felter, roll up tightly the poly filler, and begin stabbing the head of Huggy Wuggy into shape. It's kind of a flattened out heart shape, so that's the target as I stab the fibers down into itself. The body is made exactly like the head is, but much smaller and more like a potato shape. I leave the top of my body open and unpacked as I am going to use these flaps to secure the body to the head. For you, these clips may only be a minute or so, but in actuality it took an hour or more for each part of this build to get it rigid and compact to the desired sturdiness. The way that needle felting works is the needles have barbs on them that catch the fibers as you push them through your gathering. As you pull the needle out, the fibers intertwine with each other and lock those bits into place. The more pushes in, the more compact it gets. So if you want larger objects to not completely fall apart, you want hundreds of stabs in all directions to compact the material into a semi-solid mass. The arms, hands, legs, and feet are all done in the same manner, with the only difference being that they're a long cylinder. Now, Huggy Wuggy's arms stretch almost to the ground and is a bit out of proportion from any standard of proportions. I compact it into a long tube, leaving an end open so that I can punch that part across his chest, neck, and back area. Once I had the top of the shoulders needled in good, I lifted up the arm and stabbed it under his armpit to lock in the whole arm. With only 3 projects on this needle felting pad, I've already started to notice that I'll need to replace it soon. I bought a bunch of different sizes and types to try out and see which one worked best for me, as well as different shaped needles. I don't know that I'll make like a test video or anything like that, but I just wanted to get a feel for some of the other equipment and how it could be best suited for what I'm trying to do. With the body blocked out, I'm ready to put fur on this build. By using the polyfiller, which is substantially cheaper than the wool, I can cut down on the cost of making such a large plushie by just adding it on top of the shape. I like to have a little color variation in the fur to add some interest, so I'm going to mix a few shades of blue on my wool carders. That's what the wooden paddles on the table are called. They might be able to double as the world's most uncomfortablest brush if you tend to need things to have multifunctions. You put the wool in the carder and pull the paddles against each other. You could also do it by just pulling the wool in clumps together in your hand, but it makes quicker work of it for the task doing it with the paddles. Then, just like the polyfiller, you stab the fibers into the structure. For the mouth, teeth, and eye details, I pull some red, black, and white that I will stab into place. To do this roughing in and getting it attached, I use my multi-needle. For the finer details, I switch to the single needle and make my needle direction more deliberate and precise. You could buy doll eyes or sculpt a mouth out of other materials like clay or thermoplastic, but I wanted to keep it simple. Of all the crafting skills that I've tried out over the years, this has to be one of the least expensive. You can get a decent starter kit with most of what you see me use in this video for under $40. You don't have to worry about painting or sealing or sewing, but you do, however, have to worry about your fingertips. Zoning out and punching for hours can often lead to an accidental finger stabbing, and those barbs are no joke. My kit came with leather finger protectors, but they were much too small for my ginormous hands. The last thing that I noticed about the character was that he has this little blue tie around his neck. It's pretty much the same color as his fur, so it kind of blends in. I cut a narrow strip out of 2mm blue felt sheets and tied it around the neck, punching the front and back to help it stay in place. And with that, I finished with this build. I hope you enjoyed my Huggy Wuggy, and if you would like to see more builds like this one, or maybe suggestions for other types of builds, let me know in the comments below. I have at least one more build already in the works for this needle felting stuff, and I can't wait to show it to you. And we are finished. Here is the end result. Overall, I think it turned out pretty good. It definitely has a resemblance to the character from the game. Maybe not exactly, but close enough. It took a lot longer than I thought it would. All the other little needle felting activities that I've done have been punching things that are about that size. This is a good 4 times bigger than that, and I wanted to make sure that it was sturdy, that if somebody wanted to actually hold it, play around with it, that it wouldn't just automatically fall apart. So it is very compact and dense in there. But yeah, maybe you will try and make one of these yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to pull something from a video game, bring it into the real world, and creep somebody out with that toothy smile, because it's not normal. Yeah. Maybe you'll get some. Yay! And inevitably, they're gonna ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these and tell them, much props. I don't know why little kids like this so much. This would give me nightmares as a kid. Let's go try. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you want to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.